Hi, this is Sarah from the Avid Learning Success Center at Mount Hood Community College. Spring term 2020 has brought us unexpected challenges. Just like students around the world, all of your classes are taking place through the internet. You may be using Blackboard or the My mhcc portal to complete readings and discussions, watch videos, and submit assignments. You might have virtual class meetings and office hours through Zoom, or you might be using other programs and websites. For students and instructors who didn't plan on online classes, this is a pretty big adjustment. So now that classes have started, how do you set yourself up for success? I find that most students are working, trying to keep up with assignments, and trying to locate all of the materials that they need, but they just can't quite seem to get it all done. Or they get it done, but haven't put in as much study time as they would have liked. One of the best things you can do for yourself is to take about an hour each week to get organized. I'm going to show you how to use two easy tools that will help you keep track of everything: a term calendar and a weekly planner. You can find both of these tools online at mhcc.edu/avid, and I'll show you more about that at the end of this video. Let's start with term calendars. This tool shows you the whole term at a glance. Use this to keep track of bigger or more time-consuming projects, assignments, quizzes, and exams. This will help you see the big picture, like which weeks will require more work or attention than others. There are several ways to fill out your calendar. You could type directly into the document, save it on your computer, or even print a copy if you have access to a printer. If you don't, you can draw your own and fill it out by hand. You could also use a calendar that you already have at home. I prefer to create my own copy by hand because it gives me a break from looking at a computer screen all day. And then I have a piece of paper that I can hang on my wall or keep in my binder to see at all times. So to get started, I've got some plain paper and a black pen. I'm going to copy what I see on the screen onto my paper. So here's my homemade calendar. It's not perfectly straight, but it's got just what I need. Some of you will probably prefer to use a ruler when you make yours at home, but I couldn't find one, and that's no big deal. So first I'm going to write down any important things that I don't want to forget, like a doctor's appointment or your sister's birthday. Next, I'm going to use the syllabus and schedule provided by your instructor to write down those big assignments. Let's say I'm taking 3 classes this term. Math 243 with Zach Enteman, Political Science 200 with Janet Campbell, and Writing 122 with Andy Gerbich. Now, some instructors put everything you need to know on the syllabus, but all 3 of these instructors provide a syllabus plus a schedule with due dates. I need to read all of these and find information about major due dates. So here's an example. In Andy's Writing 121 class, he lists all the assignments on the schedule. For work that requires more time and effort, he labels it as a major assignment. These are the kind of things I need to look out for. Not all instructors add this information, or if they do, it might not be called exactly a major assignment. Look for things like exam, project, final paper, things like that. As I read, I will highlight all the major assignments, and then I'll write them down on my term calendar. I've printed each syllabus and schedule. You can print it out or just simply save them to your device and then maybe even highlight them using tools in your Word program or PDF. I'm using different color markers for each class, but you could use pencil or whatever you like. Some dates might change, and that's okay. For example, in Zach's Math 243 class, his syllabus tells us that the midterm exam dates are tentative. So we know what week it will take place, but not exactly which day. I will write these down, plus a note reminding me that it is tentative. His syllabus also tells me that he will assign 3 to 4 graded problems at some time during the term. Once he announces them, I will put them on my term calendar. So that's my term calendar. I can't forget that I will need to put in time preparing for these big assignments, especially when I have multiple items due the same week. I'll need to refer back to this calendar often throughout the term, and add reminders to do work on my big assignments, which includes studying for exams. So now that I've got my term calendar finished, it's time to start my weekly planner. This is where you write down the things you have to do each week for life and for school. This might include shifts at your job, getting the kids ready for bed, and of course your schoolwork. You can create your own by hand, use a printout, or even make one on your computer. I'm going to use a printout and highlighters. Now, normally I would use pencil, but I'm going to use pen so you can see it. I'm going to start by adding some really important things I have to do, such as shifts at work and my daily routine with my kids. Each morning, I need 2 hours for mine and the kids' morning routine. Wake up, get dressed, have breakfast, etc. I also need 3 hours in the evening for dinner, family time, and to help the kids get ready for bed. I work Tuesdays and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that is easily found on my weekly planner. Now I need to add my schoolwork. This weekly planner tool allows me to make a plan to complete daily and weekly assignments. These include things like math homework problems, readings, discussions, and any other smaller things that you need to complete and most likely submit to your instructor. Now, with online classes, there usually is a pattern to these assignments. Some classes even require you to have video meetings with your teachers and classmates through Zoom, often several times a week. Let's check the syllabus and schedule for each class and see what these instructors expect of me. So let's start with writing 122. For this class, everything is posted in Blackboard. I don't have weekly Zoom meetings to attend. And the schedule shows a pretty clear pattern. Each week is a different lesson, and each week, Andy assigns something for me to read or view, like an article or a video. So the first thing I have to do is complete that by the end of the week. The second thing that I have to do is a journal assignment. This is due by Wednesday of each week and is based on a video or article. Now, the third thing I have to do is post to the Blackboard discussion. Again, this is based on a specific topic. I need to post plus reply to other students between Friday and Sunday of the week. Next, I have Political Science 200. In Janet's syllabus, she gives clear instructions. She says each lesson involves a short assignment, a discussion post, and a current events post. Her entire class takes place through Blackboard too. So in the schedule, she lists each week's lesson and reminders for dates. Each lesson assignment, current event, and initial discussion post are due by Fridays at midnight. Responses to other students' posts are due Saturday at midnight. For Math 243, Zach's schedule tells me the most information can be found in Blackboard. I will have weekly homework assignments due on Mondays by 11:45 p.m. Those are found in a website called Wiley Plus, and they correspond to sections in the textbook. So now I have a list of when things are due. Let's add them to my planner. Since the boxes on my weekly planner are small, I'm going to add a little strip of paper at the bottom of my planner where I can easily see them, especially since 2 of my classes have things due on the same day. You could easily use sticky notes or whatever you have around. My planner is starting to take shape. I have my non-school obligations plus due dates for my weekly assignments. But I'm not done. I have to set aside time to do the work, what we call studying. For each of the classes, I have articles or chapters to read and some videos to watch. I have to write the essays, compose the discussions, and do the problems. Then I have to reply to other students, maybe memorize vocabulary, reread sections of the book, look up things I don't understand, or practice problems until I get them right. I also might need to contact my instructor during office hours for questions and get help from a tutor or learning specialist. Now, since I'm still getting used to my classes, I need to give myself extra time to find out what I need online and then double check the schedule. There's so much that goes into studying, and it's always more than you think. And don't forget that both writing and political science have similar due dates. Let's look at my weekly planner and find this time. I know that I like to study for each class every day. That way I don't forget things. Let's start with Monday. I'll try math from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., writing from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., a break for lunch from 1 to 2, and then political science from 2 to 4. Since my math homework is due on Monday by 11:45 p.m., I'll put in a few extra hours before bed just in case. Now, I like the schedule, so I'm going to duplicate that on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'll also add more writing time on Wednesday since my journal is due before midnight. Then extra political science time on Thursday. I'll add Friday night as an extra study time for any class. So Sunday mornings is family time, and that is very important to me. I'm going to make sure I set that aside. I can see I have a few extra spaces, which I can fill with chores. These are all the things I have to get it done, all of my adulting, like groceries, cleaning, paying bills. And I want to add a little bit of time for that each day so I don't get behind. I know I'm exhausted after work, so I really don't want to stress myself out by adding extra study time there. So that'll be my personal or me time to relax and watch some shows. I will give that to myself on Sunday nights too. Sunday afternoons could also be extra study time, especially if a big assignment is coming up. Now I have a plan to follow each week in a colorful planner. So this looks like a lot of time, and it is. And I know that having every minute planned out can be stressful, but for most students, this is what it will take to be successful. Another important thing to remember is that your instructor plans your assignments to flow together. So for Andy's Writing 122, the weekly work you do will not only increase your understanding of the material, but it will lead into those major assignments. So doing the weekly work will help you prepare for the big essay. The same for math or statistics. The homework and the graded problems will help prepare you for the exams. So your weekly work and your major assignments are connected in that way. Another thing to remember about weekly planners is that you may need to adjust your plan. You might find that it works for you, or you might find that you have to move things around depending on your circumstances at home. For some of you, your weekly plan won't be this clear. You might have to do all of your studying once your kids are asleep, since you're busy all day homeschooling and watching after them. I know this will be a challenge. For others, the opposite might be true. You might think you have tons of time since you are home all day, but not having structure makes it difficult for you to concentrate. And I understand that too. Please remember that you are not alone. The staff of the Avid Learning Success Center is here for you. Our job is to help you. We will connect you to our expert tutors for math, science, writing, and computer classes. We can assist with technology questions about your computer, programs, and websites. Our learning specialists can help you figure out how to study and how to make the most of your time. We can share more tricks and tools for keeping you organized while working online, and how to make sense of things during this strange term. We are here by email, phone, and Zoom, and will help you get through this. Ask us anything, and we will help you find the answer. I know this is a rough term. This is unlike anything most of us have experienced in education, but we are going to come out of this okay, and each of us will learn a lot more about online classes than we ever expected. Please visit mhcc.edu/avid to request tutoring services. You will find links to more videos and helpful resources like printable term calendars and templates of weekly planners. Check back often for updates, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe and be well.